The age of the guru is slowly disintegrating, slowly crumbling, and I wanted to talk about what is coming in its place and what is going to fulfill and enhance most people spiritually in its place. And this is not to say that receiving guidance or listening to other people's perspectives, learning from other people's wisdom, there's anything wrong with that. I actually think there's going to be more of that. I think that the hierarchy that says that there are just some people who must be followed by the masses because they have so much wisdom to share, what's going to end up happening, people are going to end up getting so in touch with themselves that the playing field's going to even out and it's going to be more community based. There's going to be more people sharing their own guidance, their own wisdom, and people learning from each other and passing knowledge back and forth to each other and bouncing ideas off of each other. This is what I see for the future in general, but specifically spirituality, because spirituality tends to set the culture decades in advance. And what I think is going to happen and what I think needs to happen that more people are starting to understand is periods of not solitude in the sense that you're not doing anything, but solitude in the sense where you are focused on going within and exploring yourself more than you're focused on learning from somebody else. Okay. Periods where you are solely focused on deconstruction of all of these societal conditioning and constructs and shame programming, shadow work and shadow integration, self exploration, exploring your own energy, exploring your own body, exploring your connection to the physical world around you and the spiritual world, exploring your own spirit. These are the things that are like the transitional period between the age of the guru and what we're going into. And it is necessary, right? Like, in order to advance spiritually, in order to truly get in alignment with yourself and with the world around you, there has to be a period of deep self exploration, of deep self reflection. There has to be at least one period where you're questioning everything, including your own self, where you're questioning everything you were ever taught, everything you believe, where you are making peace with uncertainty, where you are making peace with the unknown, where you are making peace with the difficult process of separating from the mass societally approved way of thinking and living. This is a necessary step in order to truly get into alignment with your spirit and with what you have to offer yourself and the world around you. And I do believe that this is kind of a cyclical thing that will happen throughout a person's life, but I think that when we get to the point where we know we're spiritually stagnant and we want to go deeper, there's going to be that point where you spend a lot of time in what a lot of people call a hermit mode, in deep self reflection, where you're not looking for any sort of outside information. You're literally searching the depths of your soul, questioning everything you knew. There will be a period like that. And it might last weeks, months, or even years. It might happen in phases. Mine happened in phases. And then I think it kind of evens out to where you can kind of balance between external energy, external wisdom, external stuff coming in and going within yourself. So there becomes this balance and this cycle that is natural. But in order to truly get in touch with one's own spirit, there has to be this period of going deep within yourself. And what I think is so important about this period is that finding your individual spirit and exploring your individual spirit is actually the most pro-social thing you can do. It's the best thing you can do for your community and the people around you, because if you're focusing on the ways in which you can be better for yourself and others, if you're focusing on your gifts, your talents, your strengths, you're focusing on how you can service others and yourself, right? Like, we don't want to put too much focus on one or the other. We don't want to put too much focus on service to self or service to others. But if you're focusing on fulfilling yourself and becoming aligned with yourself, you become a better member of society. We create a society in which aligned individuals are like living authentically, able to coexist and able to share their individuality with the rest of society. What happens that we've seen in the era where people put way too much pressure on groups and labels and the status quo and being involved in like, this is my ideology and this is who I belong with and these are the people that I agree with. And like, this is my group, this is my club. When we put too much emphasis on that, which we have, we actually become far less pro social. It might seem like it's more community oriented. It might seem like it's more pro social and humanitarian to be involved in groups, but it's actually way less pro social. It's actually can border on antisocial. Antisocial meaning the opposite of pro social, not meaning shy and quiet, meaning literally the opposite of humanitarian of pro social behavior. Okay. The emphasis on identitarianism has led to all of the things that make humanity insufferable, right? It has led to cults. It has led to wars. It has led to, dogma that literally suffocates people. It has led to this thing where this group doesn't agree with this group and they're at each other's throats. It's led to groupthink. It's led to mob mentality. This thing where we have to find a group to be a part of and we have to find labels that we are like submitting to. Not only does it actually take away from what I individually uniquely have to offer the world, like I am suppressed. My magic is suppressed if I have to submit to a group or a group ideology. So that's one thing. Now the world doesn't get my individual unique magic because I'm submitting to a group. But on the opposite side as well, it is the reason that we can't coexist. Ironically, the reason we can't coexist is because people feel like they have to find a group to fit in with. And then this group is at odds with this group. Rather than if we were working to become our own individual selves, how much easier is it to coexist when this is what I see happening? This is what I think is going to happen. It's going to be so much easier to coexist when people are more focused, like the mass majority of people, and nothing's ever going to be perfect. But this is the trend I see happening societally is we're going to be a lot more coexistence and society's going to be a lot more aligned and authentic and fulfilling when people focus on their individual spirit, because that's the only way to separate from the things that make us at odds with each other. The only way to actually be, it's like pieces, the way that I always see it is like pieces of a puzzle, right? Now, if people say that this piece of the puzzle is the most correct piece of the puzzle and everyone's trying to fit in with this piece of the puzzle, and then some people say this piece of the puzzle is the most correct piece of the puzzle and everyone's trying to fit in with this piece of the puzzle, and you have these little groups where all these pieces are trying to fit in with the correct piece of the puzzle, the correct group, but they are not that piece of the puzzle. So they can't fit in. And then they end up fighting with the other groups, right? But if everyone got in touch with their own piece of the puzzle, that's how you make the entire picture, is by everyone getting in touch with their own piece of the puzzle and where they belong, where they fit in, how they connect with the pieces of the puzzle around them, if that makes sense. So this is what I see happening and I think it's going to be a lot of trickster energy, which I don't think is a bad thing. I think it's divine as we get there. I think there's going to be a lot of mishaps with spiritual authorities and authorities in general. We're going to have a lot of people at the top and then end up, so there's some sort of scandal. They end up getting torn apart. They end up falling. And then another person rises to the top. And then the same thing happens because, spoiler alert, nobody's perfect and power corrupts, right? So I think this is going to continue to happen until we have no one else. I think we're going to keep getting let down by authorities until the majority of people have nowhere else to turn but inward. They can't possibly. I think we're in this clinging stage right now where everybody's trying to find the right authority. Who do I listen to? Who do I go for advice? X, Y, and Z. And what's happening is we're slowly seeing like, oh, I'll put my faith in this person, then this person gets pulled down. I'll put my faith in this person, then this person gets pulled down. You find out you misplaced your trust in this person, and this person. And that's going to keep happening until the majority of people have nowhere else to turn. They have to go within. And then we're going to have this like, and I think it'll happen in trickles. I don't think it's going to happen like, I think there will be waves and stuff, but I think like each individual, it's going to be a little different how it happens and when it happens. But as we see the death of the like external authority of external gurus and things of this nature, people are slowly going to start to have no choice but to turn within because they're going to be let down. And when they turn within, we're going to end up coming out the other side more like a complete puzzle than a bunch of pieces trying to squeeze in with the wrong place in the wrong, like, you can't be the other puzzle piece. You can't fit with this authority who says he's the best puzzle piece or says she's the best puzzle piece. They're the best puzzle piece. You can't fit in with them. You have no other choice but to figure out what puzzle piece you are, regardless of what everyone around you is saying.